Food Bank is at the heart of a large network of agencies, organizations, and sponsors throughout Canada, all dedicated to providing food, shelter, and clothing and other life resources for those in need. I caught up with James Makera, CEO of the Calgary Food Bank, to learn more. Now, James, the Calgary Food Bank is not just a place where people can come and get food. You have other programs that you run, is that correct?
We do have other programs. We look at the entire community and the entire family. We look at what's happening in their family unit, and we look at what we can do to support them, whether it be through an emergency hamper or referral to another partner agency. At the same time, we also have food resources that we can share in our emergency hampers, but also with our partner agencies. So we're looking at a continuum of support for everybody that we see.
Okay. Now tell me a bit about your programs. I know you have 5 different programs. Tell me about those.
Well, we start with the emergency hamper. That's the one people think about all the time. They say, oh, food bank hamper, and it is by far the largest program that we do. We're looking at 5 to 7 days, Canada Food Guide balanced hamper coming to a family, however many people are in your family. And we find that that's probably the best piece that we can put into any family who's in crisis or coming close to that crisis, because it gets them past that really difficult point and then allows them to transit into something that's much better. When we look at the transit, we can look also into the things that are going to happen with us. So if you have a family that's in need and they have a baby on the way, or there's a new one in the family, our children's milk program is fabulous for that. Referrals from other agencies will allow us to get nutritious milk into the family, which also supports that family as it's developing. You want a good, strong start to your family. We have agencies that we support as well. So not only is it about the individual family, it's also about the agencies that are supporting that family after we get them through that initial crisis. So we're looking at 37, sorry, that's not 37, it's 73 partners.
Oh, so the agencies, they actually come to the food bank and collect food that they can then give up?
Yep, we share about 2.3 million pounds of food into the agencies every year.
Wow.
And we try and do more. I mean, it's much food as we can move out to as many people that can receive it. So if an agency has a special event, can we get more food in for that? If they have ongoing lunch programs, snack programs for after school, we work with them to see what food we can get into their organization as well.
Okay. Now tell me also a little bit about your financial resources. I know most people, when they think food bank, they think, I'm going to bring a can of beans. But you need more than that, right? You need cash.
Well, think about your kitchen. When you go grocery shopping and you get into your kitchen and you start to unpack the groceries, you open the cupboards, you open the pantry, you open the fridge, the freezer, all those things are there. And it's very similar with the food bank. When we get food, we want to make sure that it's looked after, so we have our cupboards. They're much larger. They're large industrial racking, unfortunately. But we also have a fridge and a freezer.
Right.
You have a building, so your kitchen's in your house.
Right.
And you have the need to get from the store to your home. So very similar thing. We pick up our groceries. We have fantastic donors who also drop off to us.
Right.
And then we need to put it away until such time as it's mealtime. And those things cost money.
Right.
So that's the things that we will prioritize for the finances coming through. It takes about $4 million a year, unfortunately, to operate the organization. And that's the trucks that we have on our road, our staff, and the infrastructure takes a lot of money. Running fridges and freezers and making sure that we have enough available storage can be a significant cost in Calgary, especially with the cost of land and the cost of operating going upwards.
Now, I saw a quotation on your website that says that for every dollar that you get, you can stretch that dollar 4 times over. Can you explain what that means?
Well, we have a lot of food, and millions of pounds of food. It sort of boggles your mind. But when we look at how we're going to do it, $1 million will move $4 million worth of food, and that's our goal. How do we leverage that? So when we're looking at the amount of food, about $20 million of food through the organization, we need a way to move it around, and the more we can get to more people, the better we'll be. Several years ago, we were at $1 to $3, for example. So for every dollar that was coming in the organization, we were moving $3 worth of food. So in a very short period of time, we're now moving $4, and we'll just keep doing more. Our goal is to get to $5 or $6 worth of food.
Who are your sponsors? Like, who backs you up? I know you are not with the government.
Well, we're not a government agency, and we are not a United Way funded agency, but we do have strong partnerships with everybody, and I like to refer to Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and their financial contribution and their donation of groceries at a food drive or just in the grocery stores as they travel their days. The people are truly the community, and we're responsible to the community. They look to us to say, are you doing your job? Because this is why we support you. And so the transparency, as well as knowing that Mr. Smith and Mrs. Jones are out there, those are the people that we're very much responsible for, and those are the people that support us, and we're very grateful for that kind of grassroots support.
You know, the food bank is run on our volunteers, sponsorship. The community of Calgary are the folks that make the food bank able to happen. So, you know, individuals certainly bring food and donations, etc., but the corporate sponsors too. They just partner with us and really get our name known out there in the community. It really gives us a presence, which is fantastic. We're really lucky.
The Lougheed family is one such corporate sponsor.
Well, we've been obviously supporters of theirs for quite a while on an individual basis. This is their first corporate event with them, but they do such great work, and people forget in the good times that Calgary's experiencing now. There's a lot of people that are not sharing in those good times, and it was an opportunity to celebrate what we've accomplished here and the good that hopefully we're able to do, but not forget the good that still needs to be done.
Of all the clients of the Calgary Food Bank, 43% are children. Young people are starting to join in the fight against hunger and hopelessness. On her 7th birthday, Jenna Stewart asked all her friends to bring a donation for the food bank instead of bringing her a present.
Well, we got the idea to do the food bank party because there was a little girl in Jenna's class who turned 7 a couple of months before her. And her mom had decided to do a food bank party. So they sent out invitations requesting that instead of bringing gifts, that all the kids bring food bank donations. And after the party, they came to the food bank and did a tour and did a letter out to all of those that participated. And so we got this letter, and I read it to Jenna, and it talked about the needs of the food bank and the importance of that food. And so she said, "Mom, I want to do that for my birthday." So I was very proud of her, and her birthday was still a couple of months away. So we kept talking about it as we were planning her party, just so she was aware that if we asked for donations, we would ask for them in lieu of gifts. So I wanted her to know that, you know, she wouldn't get nearly as many gifts for her birthday. It would be in helping others and collecting the food. And it's what she wanted to do, so we're very proud of her, and we're happy that we saw that example and were able to do the same thing.
Coming up, we'll hear some success stories from former clients of the food bank who have managed to get over the extremely difficult circumstances in their lives and are now better able to support their families.